What it do,
Because you're
YouTube?
the
We back
knowledgeable one.
with another video. I'm back with my boy Michael Gillespie, friend of the channel. Michael, what's up? Or Gillespie, I'm sorry.
Wait, are we live now?
Yeah, we're live.
All right, what's up, dog?
Yo, uh, so
Yeah.
Michael here wanted to bring this up, and sorry if I sound a little funny. Getting over is a little cold. Uh, but yo, Michael brought this point up, and it's worth discussing. Uh, did Goldberg's kick really end Bret Hart's career? So, for those of you that are in a bubble right now and you haven't been following what's going on with Bret, he has been blaming lately Goldberg for ending his career. And it's worth noting because I actually did some research on this before we went live. I actually did some research. Bret Hart wrestled after this Goldberg match. He wrestled, let me see. He wrestled if I can find it. Okay. He wrestled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 matches, 13 matches, 14 matches, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 matches. Although those last couple of matches, probably, let's say 15. Well, many of those matches that he wrestled were in WWE post his best years, but um, he wrestled a
Oh yeah.
handful of times
Well,
in
he did
WCW.
wrestle Terry Funk. He did wrestle Terry Funk in WCW, and he
Yeah,
took at least 7 or 8 chair shots to the head.
yeah, it was
And
a
this was
hardcore
after Goldberg
match.
kicking him.
This was a hardcore match, and it ended in a no contest. Uh, Wes, what's up, buddy? How you doing, brother? Wes is in the
Yo,
audience.
Wes, what's up, playa?
What's up, man? Wesley's my homie. I know Wes for a while, but he's also a friend of the channel. But um, it's interesting that Bret blames Goldberg for ending his career, but his career ended really a few matches later. I mean, you said it yourself. He had a match with Terry Funk, a hardcore match where he took several chair shots to the head. Are we sure that wasn't to blame for the
Now, see,
concussion?
Brett says that the doctor felt the spongy thing on his head after the match with Goldberg. I don't believe anything Brett says because I've listened to the Montreal Screwjob
Yeah.
and I've heard so many different takes on it. Once Brett was talking about how Sean and Brett were booked for WrestleMania and Sean refused to do the job for him. Then it turns into Survivor Series. Brett's story changes every time.
Facts. It does.
So here is Goldberg, a guy who got a push really fast, but is being blamed for something that I don't feel like is his fault. And Brett just needs to shut the hell up and join CM Punk and the best crybaby of all time.
Okay, so remember how I said that my opinion is going to be unpopular? I'm glad you share
Yeah.
the same opinion as I do. Because,
Yeah.
listen, Brett, back in his heyday, hey man, he was great. Don't get me wrong. But people put him up on a pedestal like he was the greatest technical wrestler ever. And I'm sorry, he wasn't.
Chris
Okay.
Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, Kurt Angle,
Dean
Chris
Malenko.
Jericho. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
It had to be said.
Dean
They would wrestle
Malenko.
circles around him.
Yeah.
Even Kenny Omega. I'm sorry, I said it.
Well, we could just end that podcast right now because you fucked it all up. But
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Brett was good, and Brett was good at storytelling in the ring and making things seem real, but he was not the greatest wrestler of all time.
right, and you know what? Neither was Goldberg, but Goldberg
Nope.
didn't have to be a great wrestler. Goldberg had that presence about him. He had that presence, and he had that stupid strength too. And he was a guy that if you walked into a room, into a bar, everybody's head turns and looks at him. He's somebody.
Yep.
That's why he got that monster push that he got, because he was a star. Never mind that he wasn't great in the
He
ring.
is a star.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he is. He's still doing his thing. Uh,
I
Goldberg.
just I don't know. Like I look at professional wrestling and I look at like things like in my job and where it comes into slander. And I feel like Goldberg's name is being slandered. I
It
feel like
really
he's
is.
apologizing for something that's not his fault. We know how rampant concussions were in that era of wrestling.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that the kick was not a contributing factor to the concussion, but it wasn't the sole reason for it.
I think it was one of 150 different instances of concussions that Brett suffered in that era, like all the wrestlers have, and like so many have passed away because of.
Right.
And
Uh,
Brett's lucky to be alive.
so I think I'm going to make a point here. I think we can agree Brett is and has been for a very long time a bitter person.
Mm-hmm.
And people could say, "Well, he's rightfully bitter because the company that screwed him also killed his brother." Okay. Well, first of all, the harness thing was an accident. All right. It's not like somebody went up there and snipped the rope and like cut
It
it
was
down.
an
It
accident.
wasn't an accident. It was an accident. A terrible, tragic accident, but an accident. As far as the Montreal screw job, I've said this before, I think. I'm going to say it again just in case. I don't blame Vince at all for doing what he did. Vince did what was right for his
Yeah.
business. Okay? And there are Brett fans out there that can't seem to swallow that. They say, "Oh well, he could have lost to anybody at any time, anywhere. He was all for it. He just didn't want to lose to Sean." Listen, it doesn't matter what Brett wanted or what Brett didn't want. It's not Brett's company. It's not his championship. It's not him. It's not anything to do with him. He had a job to go out there and lose the belt gracefully. He didn't want to do it.
Yep.
And you could say everything from, well, Sean was a prick. He didn't deserve it. Well, Sean was this. Well, Sean was that. He was all funny. All facts,
The
all
difference
true.
between Sean and Brett is Sean grew up, became a man, and is humble, and Brett is bitter.
Exactly. Exactly. Sean,
Sean went from being one of the hardest people in the business to work with
yeah,
to being respected by all of his peers.
exactly. And Brett, I think, has gone from being respected by all of his peers to now it's just. I think in a certain, I think in a similar way, they switched roles
Yep.
where Brett was easy to work with and all of his peers loved him, and Sean was the prick, and now it's kind of reversed roles. But no, I don't blame Vince because he was the boss. He gave his employee Brett a specific instruction. Brett said no, and so Vince said, "Fuck you! It's my company. You're doing what I say." And Brett was like, "Nope, not going to do it. Not going to do it." Brett was being a stubborn, petulant child. That's what
Yep.
it is. That's what it was, and that's what will always be. See what I did there? But
Yes, I agree with you. And there's some other things like Hogan and Brett have their beef, and I agree with Hogan on one point. And I hate agreeing with Hogan because I dislike Hogan more than I do Brett. But Hogan brought up how Brett changed the way the world champion, the guy,
is
operates
perceived.
and gets paid. Because Brett basically came out and defended the title 2 or 3 times a week.
Right.
And instead of it being a marquee title, it just became a run of the mill on the show every week, which everyone has become acclimated to. The way they're portraying Roman Reigns now
Yeah.
is the way they used to portray the world champion. And
Yeah.
nobody can handle it because Brett changed everything.
Right. And not necessarily for the better. Um,
No.
Back to my point about the Montreal thing, though. Uh, yeah, Vince told his employer to do something, and his employer said, "Nope, not going to do it." And Vince said, "The fuck you aren't," and he made him do it. He did
Yep.
it the way he felt it was best, and we got the greatest time frame out of that, the time period of wrestling out of that.
He also helped Brett get his contract with WCW.
True, he did, and I don't know if you listened to Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard, but they had this past week they were talking again about Montreal from both sides because they had Eric Bischoff on the show also, and Bischoff said,
Yeah.
"I was never going to bring Brett on as long as he was the champion in WWF. Was never going to bring that belt." And Bruce said, "Okay, you say that now, but back in the day, back in that time, we didn't know that."
Hogan would have gotten Bischoff's ear, and Bischoff would have done it.
Yeah.
And
Um.
Hogan would have had Brett drop the title to him, and then Hogan would have proclaimed himself the undisputed heavyweight champion of all wrestling
Yeah.
because that's Hogan's ego.
Yeah. Hogan's. Yeah. But hey, let's talk about Brett's ego because
Yeah,
Brett seems to think like he is a Canadian hero. He seems to think like he is God's gift to the world. Ron Parson. Yes, he did. How is this a question? Well, I mean, Ron, if you look at the facts, I don't agree with that, Ron, because by the way, shout
yeah.
out to my buddy Ron. He's a really good friend of the show. I had him on just last week, as a matter of fact. Uh, but Ron, the facts are Brett wrestled a bunch of matches after that kick. And one of those matches, he had a hardcore match against Terry Funk, which he took several chair shots to the head. So I find it hard to believe that a single kick to the head from Goldberg ended his career when he wrestled after that.
He was let go by WCW. He didn't leave on injury.
Right. And Ron, if you want to check my facts about him wrestling afterwards, go to Cage Match, which is where I got my stuff, and you'll see Brett's WCW matches right after Starrcade '97, or I mean '99, Starrcade '99, where the kick happened. He wrestled a bunch of matches after that. He, I mean,
And Ron, let's also know how avid and how like just how prevalent concussions were in that time frame. Everybody was getting them. Several wrestlers have died from it later on in life. The Chris Benoit tragedy, we don't even need to go into that.
hey
So for
Faith,
Brett to say one concussion or one kick ended his entire career,
exactly.
and he was
Yeah,
in concussion era.
yeah. And I'm not saying that Goldberg was the safest worker either, because
No,
he was greener than a pepper tree, but I just can't put all of the blame on one person doing
exactly.
something when there's yeah, exactly, Corey. What's up, E? Yeah, my friend Big C's in the chat. Yeah, Corey's right. He wrestled Terry Funk for an event. Yeah, exactly. I've been
How many
bringing
chair
that up.
shots did he take in that match?
I mean, who's to say
He's not
that?
out there hating on Terry Funk.
Right. Who was to say that those chair shots to the head didn't do the concussion? You know what I'm saying?
Brett is, so we're supposed to take Brett's word alone.
Yeah. I mean, and if Brett did suffer this concussion, how are we supposed to take his word? How are we supposed to know he remembers if he had a concussion?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I can't blame Goldberg here. I really can't. I
I've
and
been
I respect.
slandered enough times to where when somebody's being slandered, I got to come out and speak up for them.
Yeah,
And I feel like Brett's slandering Goldberg.
facts. Yeah, and it's sad. Good point, fellas. But I'm on Team Brett. That kick started it. See, that's what I said. That kick may have started the downward spiral, but it wasn't the cause of the downward spiral. It was the start.
What about Dolph Ziggler getting kicked in the face by Jack Swagger? Oh wait, he did what he was supposed to. He took the time off and then got cleared and came back. Brett
IDK.
screwed
I
Brett.
don't know, but Goldberg is not safe. Look at him versus Taker. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
he's also old.
yeah. They were also older too, but that's a good point. Um, and I did say, Corey, that Brett was greener than a pepper tree. I did say that. I mean, but yeah, I mean, but yeah, Ron. It's just I agree with you. It was the start of a downward spiral. Absolutely, it was the start. But but I have a hard time believing that one kick ended one man's career when that one man continued to wrestle after that kick. You know what I'm saying? It's just I honestly think it's just Brett trying to get publicity at this point. I think is what it is. He's trying to remain relevant, and this is how he remains relevant by dragging people's names through the mud. I mean, damn.
Yeah.
If he didn't drag, I mean, if he didn't make amends with Sean, maybe he would still be dragging Sean's name under the mud. You know what I mean? Or Vince. You know? I mean, that's just the kind of person Brett is, where
Mm-hmm.
he just can't let things go. You know, and look, Adam
He
Cole's
had a
out for
great
a kick to the
career.
yeah,
He should be grateful for the great career he had.
exactly. And uh,
He made a lot of money.
I lost my point of thought here. Hang on a second.
Oh,
What?
sorry, man.
No, not you. I said that. What did I say about Brett? He would still be blaming Sean, because that's how he remains relevant. Hang on.
Yeah. So yeah, he's trying to be relevant by bashing people.
Yeah, and that's sad. That's sad. That is
Yeah.
not. It tarnishes his career. Is really what it does, because he's. You know, I was going to say this. This is what I was going to say. I was going to say this. Um, I'm sorry, Brett, that your brother died in the WWF, okay? And you weren't there to save him. I'm sorry about that. That sucks. I feel for you. I don't blame the WWE for that. I don't blame him for that at all. But I also don't blame WWE, and I'm not sorry that you didn't want to do business the right way in '97 and leave on your back like you should have. I'm not sorry that you didn't want to do that. That's on you. You getting screwed, that is your fault, Brett. Vince didn't do it, and Sean didn't do it. Brett did it. Because all Brett had to do was lay on his back. And I don't care about the politics behind the scenes. I don't care that Sean was a prick. I don't care that Sean was pilled up. I don't care. I really don't. That's not an excuse for you to go and refuse to do business the right way. It's really not.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree with you. And what was I going to say? I lost my train of thought this time. I had something. It's something that I thought was. I'm trying to catch what I was going to say, and I lost it.
Ron says, what? You don't blame WWE for Owen's death? Jay, is this you? My buddy Jay. No,
Oh, okay. So yeah, what I was going to say is I do hold WWE accountable for one thing. After Owen took the fall, the show should not have went on.
that's
That is,
that part of it is a kind of a 50-50 scenario, which is damned if you do,
yeah,
damned if you don't scenario. Because with all
yeah,
those people in the building that paid to come see the show, but and you had millions of people watching at home. They paid to watch the show at home. But then again, you just had a wrestler die in the ring, and do you end the show there? You know,
yeah. It's also $1 million company. They could have refunded them.
yeah,
Uh,
maybe what they could have done is
yeah.
maybe what they could have done is they could have
Oh,
what?
Cybil.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello?
I know the tribute to Owen Hart was one of the best tributes I've ever seen.
You know,
It was in
I
the peak of the Attitude Era, and it was like where they just came out and had wrestling matches that
yeah,
had clean finishes.
yeah. Um my favorite tribute show would probably be the Eddie Guerrero tribute
And
show.
then Austin toasted a beer to the yeah,
Yeah, you're breaking up, bro.
biggest mistake tribute show of all time was Chris Benoit's tribute show,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
probably it's been erased, I'm pretty sure. But I saw it live
Yeah.
because I didn't know what happened yet.
I like the Eddie's tribute show. I thought that, or yeah, Eddie's tribute show. That was really nice. Um, even WCW
Yeah.
paid tribute to Owen. Yeah, well, because Brett was there. Corey, I mean, number one. Well, maybe they would have done it even if Brett wasn't there. I don't know, but yeah, this is an interesting topic. I'm gonna end the video here Because I got stuff I gotta go do. But let us know in the comment section down below. Do you think that Goldberg ended Bret's career? I'm gonna read some comments here. Ron says that Benoit show was great until we found out what happened. Exactly. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for this video. I'll be live a little later today. I'm going to be streaming
Word.
on YouTube and on Twitch. So be here for that. Michael, any closing thoughts?
Are you going to be promoting your OnlyFans page?
I don't have
I'm just
OnlyFans.
kidding.
Yeah. Hey, Ron, Corey, stay tuned. I'm going live in a few hours. So, yeah. What are you booing, Ron? Don't boo me, boy. Don't you dare boo me, Ron. How dare you, sir?
He can boo me. I like the booze.
You like the booze? Well, I like booze too. But
Okay. I like the booze.
oh, not that kind of booze.
Yeah.
My bad. Ladies and gentlemen.
I know what you're saying.
No, booze, like the stuff you drink. Yeah.
The booze, which you drink to feel happy when you're sad.
Right. Or the booze.
Like when girls drink it, I don't look like me. I look like a 10. And yeah.
Or booze. That stuff you drink.
It's a miracle. It's a miracle drink.
It makes you feel invincible when really you're just a pussy. But
see, that's what it does to guys. It makes guys feel invincible, and it makes girls. It gives girls the worst case of beer goggles they ever get. Okay. You'll have like a 10 all over you, and you're like, I know I shouldn't do this because she's drunk, but I'm lonely. You know?
Right. Fuck it. Hey, YOLO, man. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it.
It happens.
I'm CJ.
I didn't get her drunk.
Yeah.
I didn't get her drunk. She's 10 times out of my league, and she's coming all over me. Like, what do I do?
I'm not going to say that. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this episode. That's
I don't know.
This video. I want to thank everybody for watching. Michael, we'll see you next time, buddy. Thank you for joining us.
Peace out.